Well, it's not hard to figure out. You give up 67% on your home floor in the second half. It's a combination of we got to know who we are. We've been playing extremely tough defense. We had a lead, and we let up a little defensively, but it was a combination of them making some shots. I think the kid Beelan, number 5, he had hit 8 threes in 14 games, and he come and hit 3 tonight. Cole hasn't hit a lot of threes. He came in and knocked it down. So that's 4 threes from guys that don't make threes, and they did a good job of making a lot of tough shots. But we have to defend. We can't give up 67% on our home floor in the second half and expect to win. And it comes down to that. I want Ben Avercamp on that foul line all the time. That free throw didn't lose us the game. Perry's tough acrobatic shot didn't lose us the game. It was defending possession by possession when we had a big lead, and we didn't do that. We took a quick shot. We had an ill-advised turnover that got them going with just right in their hands and went into transition. So we got to make more championship plays like that when you have a lead. But when it comes down to it, our personality, any success we have or will have, it'll be defending. And you gave up 67% in the second half on your home floor and lost by 2.
Coach, Ben Avercamp played his heart and soul out tonight. Did you think that the officials gave him a little bit of a hard time in that second half?
I thought the officiating was fine. I think it is the first time we've played in foul trouble with Ben. That affected us. Ben had 3 fouls with 10 or 11 minutes, so I took him out to the 8-minute mark, and then he got another one. Then I tried to take him out, and Ergel ended up having 20. I think Ben was trying not to foul out, but we need post production. When Ben fouled out, we've got to get some of our freshman bigs producing. You can't. We're playing 6 guys, 6, 7 guys. We're playing 2 post players, and one of them is Christian, who's an undersized 6'4", 6'5" kid. So we've got to get some production out of our bench in the post position. It has to happen.
Can you talk about the job that Crispin did on Perry? In the first half, he was close from the field, and even though
Joe did a great job on him, and I think Bill and I were just talking. He did a great job, but then down the stretch, that's that kid does. I got to look at the replay, but I think he was falling out of bounds going one way and threw it up. Tremendous shot. Didn't beat us. Obviously it was the winning basket, but we defend possession by possession. They scored on some out-of-bounds plays. I'll bet you in all of our games, we've given up maybe 2 or 3 baskets on out-of-bounds plays the whole year. We gave up, I think, 4 to 5 tonight. Just hasn't happened. We haven't done it. We've been so on top of out-of-bounds plays underneath their basket. Tonight we didn't. We got to know who we are. And, on a positive note, it was a great thing. People are excited about, and, these kids are excited. They haven't been in this position before. But the one thing, it's my job, and I didn't do a good enough job of understanding game by game of who we are. Who we are is we have to defend to be in games. And I thought Joe did a great job, Perry. I'm going to look at the tape. I do think I got to give Youngstown State a lot of credit, because I do think, Beelan, number 5, steps up and he makes 3 threes. Cole on a crunch time hit the 1 3. And then they made all their free throws down the stretch. Perry was 8 for 8. So you got to give them something. They made some shots to put them in that position. We curled Ben on a little out of bounds play, trying to go directly into him, and who knows if he didn't hold him. But like I said to Ben, those free throws. I know he's worried. Those free throws didn't lose this game. I'll put Ben Avercamp right on that line every time.
But the stretch that he was out with the 4.
Yeah, no, that hurt. That hurt. It definitely. Ben means so much to us. Just the confidence that he's in there. We have not played with Ben Avercamp in foul trouble that early this whole year. It hasn't happened. And this was the first time it happened, and we didn't handle it well.
Any other questions? Thanks, Coach.
Going in the game, I knew, he was one of the best scorers in the league. I know I had a tough assignment. Coach talked to me about it, and, like I said, I did a good job on him for about, 34, 35 minutes. And the inability for, myself and, I guess, the rest of the team too, just to stop him. He had some big buckets, in some key moments. And that's, that's inexcusable on my part. And that's probably, the key story at the end.
Ben, did you feel that the officials were giving you a hard time tonight?
I don't know if I'm not necessarily. It was tough. It was tough out there. I knew once I got a couple duck-ins in the first half, that they were going to do everything they could, whether it was in the rule book or not, to try to limit my touches and to make it more difficult. So that's as far as I'll go on that. It's tough. There were some plays I still got to finish. It comes down to that. There are a couple plays on the stretch. I just didn't get it in the basket.
Can you talk about, maybe instead of Joe talks about this, when after you had the fourth, you were out there for that stretch, that's really when you kind of got back into the game. Can you talk about what happened there, Joe?
Yeah, it was, like you said, they had that little stretch right there, and that was, that's on the five guys on the court. We can't, expect Ben to be in there, all the time. We had to make some plays, on the offensive end just as well as on the defensive end. I'm sure, they didn't score every single time, but we had a little lapse on the offensive end too, where, we weren't really getting into anything. We weren't, throwing it inside. So like I said, that's just inexcusable how, just because our best player goes out, we have to, continue to play our game.
And I'll piggyback off that. A lot of that's my fault. That was a stupid play. It was a frustration play on my part. I was the whole game. Guys are just, you get in my legs, and there was a point of offensive rebound. And he kind of wrapped me up, and I just wanted to shuck him off. It was just a stupid play from someone who's played over 100 games in college.
Can you guys just talk about, you were down here, you came back. Did you ever feel, I think you were up by, I lost track of it, it was a big lead there for about
15.
10, was it 10?
Yeah.
Did you relax a little, or was that also more better?
I think our biggest area we might have relaxed was on the defensive end. We gave a 58% in the second half from the field, and that's just simply inexcusable. From a team like us, it's not going to, we're not going to go out there and put up 80 points a game. So when we give up, 14 to 24, and I would argue that I bet they made, probably 12 of the last, 17 down the stretch. So that's just inexcusable on our part. You can't expect to hold on to leads if you're giving up 58% from the field.
How hard do you think the missed shots hurt you guys today?
Well, obviously, things are a lot easier down the stretch if you're making shots. And, we got it to that 14-point lead. We got it to 50 to 36. And from there, then I think offensively, we just, we couldn't score. And it was a combination. Then, if you're not scoring, you at least have to guard. And we didn't do that. And it was a bad combination that led them to, outscore us 32 to 16 or whatever to end the game.
Do you think the drought, did they take it away from you, or was it just inability to, get into what you like?
Yeah, in the first half we did a really good job. When they went to their 3-2 zone, we got it right down low. We made some really good plays. In the second half, it seemed like we just didn't get into that. We were keeping the ball more around the perimeter, as opposed, in the first half when we were breaking that zone, we were able to get it down into what we wanted. And there was just a lot of, standing around, a lot of out on the perimeter, pushed out on the perimeter. That was the worst thing about it. We weren't even in scoring positions a lot. If we were, it was like 3-pointers in the corner, which we kind of got away from what we wanted in that second half.
Give them credit. They extended it, the 1-2-2, and we weren't getting anything until 24 on the shot clock. They were taking 11, 12 seconds off the shot clock every single time. And that then with our offense, which is zone offense, which is predicated on getting multiple sides and burning some time trying to get a good look. We're at the last 10 seconds of the shot clock after maybe 2 sides instead of maybe normally we're 3 or 4 where seams usually would open.
Did you want to get the timeout sooner after he scored? There was still 4 seconds left.
No, we wanted to push it up the court, advance it a little bit, so we'd get that side out position that we had. We didn't want to start underneath their basket, so that was.
And I looked up and I saw Coach wasn't saying timeout right away, so then I knew
Right.
you wanted to just push it up before they could really get sick. I let a ball go through, and I looked up at coach, and then saw Cully was asking for it, and we just wanted to go, and I guess he wanted to advance it and then get the timeout.
Do you guys get the sense at all, because you've been playing well, that suddenly you have the reverse flow of teams coming back? I mean, I guess it's a good position to be in, but.
I don't think so yet. I mean, we are chasers. We went 1-17 last year in the league. There's no other way around it. If we were a program, we were like Valparaiso, won the league. That's you're in a different situation. But for us, we're trying to climb out of the hole. I mean, it's no secret. Last year was rough, and we feel like we have to be hungry. We have to be the chaser versus the chasee.